me feeling like I'm academics. Can't.
Wow. Oh, we didn't get to this. So, the feds are heated. There was an actual video taken in federal court, which is a rarity and very highly illegal. Now, a video was actually taken of the OTF dudes that's charged alongside Lil Durk in a murder for hire plot, where Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pop was killed, and it pictures two individuals. I know this individual here. His name is OTF Didi. I'm not too sure who is this right here. I'm not too sure who this is. However, they seem very jovial. Look like they're laughing at the end of the hearing. Look like everyone's standing up, you know. And ironically, like, the guys don't seem like they're in cuffs. That's kind of like the oddest part. You know, obviously, I think they're shackled, so their feet are shackled, but like their hands seem like it's allowed to be moved around to some extent. I guess they just can't move around because their feet are shackled, whatever. And this picture made its way online, and the feds are not happy about it. In fact, they're so not happy about it that they actually filed a document to address it. It said the plaintiff, United States, is requesting that this court seal the government exhibits regarding an improper photograph taken during November 18th hearing and published online. The court has an inherent supervisory authority to seal documents in inappropriate circumstances. Okay. Here for the reason described in the attached declaration, sealing the exhibit is necessary to protect further dissemination of improper photographs. The government accordingly requests that the exhibit be maintained under seal until further order of the court. Now, so this was actually the first page. It said the plaintiff, United States, hereby applies for an ex parte for an order directing the government exhibit regarding improper photograph taken during the November 18th hearing and published online in the above entitled case to be kept under seal until the court decides. Now, why this was done is essentially, and why they asked for ex parte application, is that because this goes against court rules and they're not accusing anyone or any particular defendant of doing it, they want the judge to just listen to their hearing without having to listen to a opposition or a support from the defendants or the defendants' lawyers. But yeah, this was highly against court rules, and this was kind of alarming, right? Now, there's a couple other things that's kind of going on if you guys are wondering about this Durk case. I told you, like, I've told you guys that in my personal opinion, I do believe that Durk is going to have a favorable outcome, and I don't think that, you know, I can't see the full evidence, even though there might be. I might not be able to see it right now, right? Like, maybe it's a witness that's really compelling, or maybe it's somebody who flipped that really had a story to tell that you're going to believe. But I still think that Durk has a chance of maybe the jury saying, I can't convict this guy beyond a reasonable doubt that he actually orchestrated and like did this murder for hire, because there's a few like loopholes, or not loopholes, but there's a few things that's unanswered, and we'll figure that out as time comes. Anyway, now after that picture was taken, the government has actually said that they want an anonymous jury just because the picture was taken. It says on the 18th, the court held hearing on multiple pretrial motions, including the government's motion to request that the court impanel an anonymous jury. Among other things, the court's motion explained that an anonymous jury was necessary because of the significant risk of interference with witnesses in judicial process and continuous national publicity of his case. Consistent with these concerns, the government received information today that at least one photograph was taken during a hearing depicting a certain defendants and counsel. The photograph taken in violation of this whatever has been published on at least 3 different websites: Reddit, Instagram, and Facebook. This is blatant violation of federal rules, and the following widespread dissemination of the photograph underscores that an anonymous jury is the only one of the security measures that this court should employ to prevent improper attempts to intimidate and or influence jurors and ensure a fair trial for all parties. It should also protect the judicial process. Okay, yeah, they were not happy at all. At all. Okay. I'm going to have to go pick my dogs up. They're barking like a motherfucker outside. Here we go. Okay. Now, there was some information that Durk did show up to court and he looked noticeably different. He looked thinner, which sometimes people think that would be opposite of what people would look like in court. Like, for example, Diddy, he was supposedly bigger and bulkier because, you know, you're in a cell for the majority of the day. You're not allowed to move around. Some of these guys, they take drugs that kind of, you know, remove their appetite. You don't really have those drugs, or at least that easy at your disposal. So these guys naturally gain weight. And it seems like it's the opposite with Durk, because Durk has not gained weight and supposedly he's lost weight. Okay, they're saying that he seemed noticeably thinner, with short black hair, and he did not have dreads. Wow. So they're saying he was talking and laughing a lot with co-defendants, and it was Durk, Houston, Wilson, and Lindsay. So it looked like Durk has now cut his hair. Wow. So all them wicks, was it wicks or dreads? Look like those are gone. Very, very interesting. Okay. Okay.